guys, and welcome back to our channel. So today's video, we thought that we would use the opportunity of a new year to start with like a get to know us a little bit better.
A bit of an introduction, I guess.
Because so far we just kind of dive straight into obviously Christmas content and stuff because of the timing of when we decided to start the channel. And for those of you that obviously don't know anything about us, we thought that we would just...
A little bit of an insight.
Yeah. So do you want to go first?
Yeah, so day to day I'm an electrician and I work for the family business. On a normal week I'll be working mainly on the council contract we have local to us. And if you don't know, I've been a racing driver since I was 9 years old in karts, and then from 16 in cars. I've been fortunate enough to race all around the UK, Europe and the world. I hope I have some news to share with you soon about the 2023 season, all to be revealed hopefully in the next few weeks, and hopefully you can come along for a few race weekends and give you a bit of an insight into what I do and my kind of alternative life. And then a spin-off from my racing endeavours is I do a lot of instructing and manufacturer work. Because I've raced with Lamborghini for 3 years, I do a lot of work with them as a brand, which is I guess most petrol heads' dreams, to be paid good money to kind of play with all the latest and greatest cars and
not really do much.
Yeah, kind of, you know, not do too much stressful stuff, and you know, do filming and promotional work with new products and do events with customers. And yeah, I've kind of been lucky enough to go again all around the UK and Europe, doing events with them, and I feel you know, very at home with all the Italians, and they're a great group of people. So yeah, I kind of live a life of two halves, and hopefully, like I say, this year we can kind of give you an insight into both sides of my life. The boring electrical side, well, to some people it's interesting, but in my eyes, boring.
Because you've been doing it for how long did we say?
7, 8 years now. So I went straight into my apprenticeship once I finished school. So yeah, since I was 16, and now what, we're 24, yeah. So
Jack's only like real proper job aside from the instructing, isn't it?
Literally,
not done anything else.
I never, because I was always karting.
Missed that waiting in hospitality sort of
because
era.
I was karting as a child and always away at weekends. I never had a part-time job, so I went straight into full-time work at 16. And it's great, and it's kept me going, and you know, gives me stuff to do between racing and
works,
instructing.
Doesn't it, around
yeah,
your instructing?
because it's a family business, I get whatever time off I like. Unfortunately, it does, you know, sometimes drop some of the other guys in the doo-doo, as it were, because you know, they have to pick up my jobs, and sometimes events come up last minute. But you know, overall, it's pretty good. Shout out to Michelle for always, you know, managing to juggle my situation in the office. And yeah, so hopefully you can come along for the ride with me on some events this year and some race weekends, and maybe even some days on the tours as well. Yeah.
Okay, so my life is pretty boring compared to Jack's, to be honest. So at the moment, we're an office job. Although I work from home most of the time, obviously what I do is not something that you can kind of come along and watch me just sit on my computer all day. That would be so boring. But I did originally come from the beauty industry, so unlike Jack, I did actually have a few part-time jobs, you know, in retail. Lost the word then. So like retail, I also worked as bar staff, and then I went on to work in the beauty industry, but unfortunately COVID did put an end to that, and I was self-employed, so I had to find an alternative source of income.
She does still keep her hand in on the beauty stuff, so all her family, along with me, are fortunate enough to get our eyebrows waxed, and I get my beard line done. You might not be able to tell from here because of the distance, but I have a very sharp beard line and nice eyebrows, which is something I never used to have before. And it's funny, as a man you kind of don't think you need it until you have it done. And then you really notice after a few weeks, and you're like, oh, I think I could do with my eyebrows being done again and start looking a bit rough.
He doesn't really have a choice in the matter either. I remember the first time you said to me, do I need my eyebrows doing? And I never had the heart to say to him, but I was like, yes, yes you do. And we haven't looked back since. But it's something I like to keep my hand in because it's something that I really do enjoy. Obviously, had COVID not happened, would I still be doing it now? Who knows? But it's something that in the future I would like to...
My nails get done as well.
At least do as a hobby on the side,
Yeah.
or go back to, or something, maybe have my own salon. I don't know what the future will hold in that term, in that aspect of my life. So yeah, that's what I do. Something Jack forgot to mention is we're both 24, so
Yeah.
we'll be 25 in September. Our birthdays are 3 days apart.
Yeah.
And
That wasn't planned.
I live near Canterbury in Kent. And
I live near, well, Lewis, if you're being precise, but Brighton as a kind of easier area to know.
So it's, you know, an hour and 45.
Bit of a trek.
On the best of days, obviously without the roadworks and the blooming M20 and all that. So that's obviously why we haven't got this strict upload schedule. We don't know from week to week what we're going to be posting, because it just depends. If
Becomes
Jack's
quite
around,
tricky.
you know, if he's going away last minute, then obviously I'm not going to see him. And I know a lot of you enjoy seeing him in videos. So yeah, we're just going to obviously, like we said last year, keep it lighthearted.
See how it goes.
Upload whatever we want, and obviously whatever we can, and not make it too boring and like staged. But things that I would like to bring to the channel is like cleaning. I absolutely love cleaning more than anything in the world. It's like my favourite thing to do. Jack probably finds me really annoying, but I just
I'm always
can't
told how dirty I am.
go to his house. No, you're not dirty.
Not dirty.
You just, I don't know, I just have to go around his house and I just have to do little tweaks here and there when I go and stay, like just polishing and stuff like that, because he's useless, bless him. But it's something that I really enjoy, something that hopefully you guys will enjoy watching as well, because I actually clean our family home near Canterbury. So I've done it for quite a few years, and over the years I've just grown to love it more and more, and obviously learn a few tips and tricks that maybe you guys will pick up on as well.
Yeah.
And as you can see from me, not Jack because he's got changed, but I'm just a bit of a scuzz, we go to the gym as well, so that's something that we'd like to bring to the channel a bit more.
Yeah, a bit of fitness.
Fitness.
Bit of food, like cooking, like eating.
Yeah, there's a
like
few
eating a bit too much, that's
things
probably.
that you want to achieve this year, isn't it, in terms of
Yeah,
fitness?
I think for me, obviously I've always had to try and stay in some sort of shape for motorsport, because for your average person who doesn't understand, motorsport is actually very physically demanding, and it's not just
Very
that.
sweaty.
Because cars and stuff get so hot, and it taxes you mentally, so you have to be fit to deal with the mental fatigue, because if you start physically dropping off, your mental capacity drops off as well, and that's where mistakes happen. And I don't know if to kind of put it into perspective, you know, if you're driving on the motorway and you're not concentrating and then it's really wet and you aquaplane, you know, you have that kind of panic. That's at 70 mile an hour. If you imagine at twice the speed and then maybe around a corner, you have a moment like that. If you're not really sharp and on it, that's where crashes happen and all sorts of, you know, and especially when you're racing wheel to wheel with people, you have to be on it, because, you know, a couple of inches that way or that way could be a crash, and, you know, obviously race cars are not cheap to fix. So yeah, as not just because I need to, I do enjoy it, which is always helpful, because I think a lot of drivers do it because they have to. Kind of in the there will be a video, so I don't know if anyone, not everyone knows, but I did have quite a severe bike accident last year, and we will do a video and a bit of a series on that, to kind of, you know, a bit more in depth. But in the last kind of year and a half, I've really got into my cycling. And then probably since my crash, I've also got more back into, which I used to do as a child, was swimming and running as well. So I'd like to try and do a triathlon at some point. Not sure what distance. Again, trying to fit it around the racing, instructing, work schedule is a nightmare. Training, my days are pretty tight, trying to fit training in around, you know, at the end of a working day and in the morning before
They
work.
start from like 5:30, don't they, your days?
Yeah, so I'd like to try and fit some form of competitive, you know, a competition of some sort, whether it's, you know, a triathlon or like a half marathon or something away.
Full marathon.
Oh yes, well, just something away from motorsport. I feel like it's all well and good doing all this training and fitness for being, you know, race fit, but I'd like to achieve something competitive away from the racetrack. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I think after my incident last year, it's really hit home that you have to achieve things and do things while you can, in the moment, when you're fit enough, because something can happen and then you can't, you know, and you're not in the position to do so. or you know, as you get older, you're just not fit enough to complete these things. So get out there and grab your goals and achieve things while you can. That was a bit off on a bit of a tangent, but you know, there we go.
And obviously, in terms of food, I know you mentioned it earlier. I'd like to do some of those food challenges because I reckon that we'd be quite good.
Yeah, I'm good at eating. That's been part of my problem.
Yeah, with the weight.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and have learnt a little bit more about us. We didn't want to sit down and do like a proper like Q&A type thing because we haven't sort of asked you guys what you actually want to know.
Well, the channel's so new, and I think we need to do a few more videos, and then maybe after we've done a few, people can say if there's any of people who are regular viewers, you know, and there's content you want to see, then obviously when we do trips away, like I say, racing and holidays, obviously we'll film that, and you know, anything important and different. But if there's anything specifically you want to see or want to know, then leave a comment or fire a message.
Comment or message us on Instagram, because obviously we're going to do what we enjoy to watch, and obviously our lives, what we're doing, but ultimately it is also what any of you guys want to know about us or see, then just get in touch, let us know, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I think so. Sounds good.
So make sure that you subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Give this video a big thumbs up, and we'll see you again soon for another video.
Yeah, hopefully some exciting stuff coming up this year.